With the new collective bargaining agreement going into place over the next couple of seasons, teams will need to rely more heavily on homegrown talent and players on rookie scale contracts to help them fill out their rosters and stay under the first and second tax apron. Teams like the Nuggets are already making moves to acquire more future draft picks in hopes of keeping their roster full of solid role players while their core guys are still under contract and making max money. Another bonus of having homegrown players or rookies is that you have their bird rights and can sign them without taking a cap hit, which is even more important as the tax apron rules are harsher than ever and limits teams' ability to bring in free agents, get off of salary, or kind of pretty much everything you can possibly imagine. The new CBA has pushed the league in a direction it has been gradually shifting towards, one that is away from super teams or big threes, quote unquote. Since the KD Warriors broke up, the league hasn't seen many, if any, real super teams. Yes, there have been teams like the Nets over the last couple of years, or the Suns of this year, who were kind of looked at as super teams or big threes, both of which who had KD on them. But their failure to accomplish anything and all the drama that came with it might keep teams focused on a different path to success, one focused on homegrown built talent. One of those teams who picked a different path to success is the 2023 champions, the Denver Nuggets, who took the long path of building through the draft and letting their guys develop with time. Their team is building a blueprint that might be the new path to success teams try to model after. Let's be realistic, most teams aren't attracting big name free agents who can come in and make any team into a contenders unless you're the Heat or the Lakers or one of those major markets. Plus, those guys are few and far between. And if you're the Hornets or the Pistons or the Magic or the Pacers, it's almost impossible to get one of these guys even on the phone, let alone in the door and signed. But most teams are stuck drafting and hope they hit big. But the Nuggets did more than that. They quickly identified some things. First was Coach Michael Malone, who came in and set a culture and is the third longest tenured coach in the league, I think, after Steve Kerr. Fourth, after Steve Kerr, Pop, and Spo. Despite not seeing immediate success missing the playoffs the first 3 years of Coach Michael Malone's career, the organization, ownership, and the team trusted in him to grow as a coach and help build a winning culture day by day. Next, they found their two key guys in Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray and said, no matter what happens, we are rocking with these two. Trading Yusuf Nurkic away to let Jokic get more minutes, keeping Murray despite his major injury and making sure he has faith in the organization and that he knows the organization has faith in them. Lastly, they drafted and traded not for the biggest names or the fanciest guys, but the guys who they knew worked and fit alongside Jokic and Murray's two-man game and into what Coach Michael Malone wanted to do. Of course, not every small market team is going to draft a two-time MVP and the best offensive center ever with the 41st pick, but building through the draft and letting your guys develop, then making one medium-sized, two medium-sized trades to take you over the edge, in my opinion, is a lot better than trying to go all in and buy a super team where you have to deal with giant egos and all the drama. It seems like teams are catching on, and there has been a clear trend in most of the last 5 finals teams, or 10 finals teams. When looking at all finals teams since 2019, except the bubble Lakers, they've all had pretty much a 50-50 split of homegrown talents and guys they've traded for or signed for. 10 out of the 18 players getting minutes in the 2023 finals were drafted or have played over 50% of their career with their current team. The 2022 finals with the Warriors and the Celtics had even more homegrown players, with 14 out of 20 players being drafted by their current team they were playing for at the time. It's not always easy building through the draft and making smart trades, but it seems like the way to go. In a league dominated by the stars and their egos and player movement, having 3 on your team is just too much to handle and can only be masked for so long by winning, and even then that doesn't help. Look at Draymond Green calling KD a bitch, or punching Jordan Poole in the face over the offseason after they won the championship. With teams like the Thunder, the Jazz, the Magic, and the Spurs, who all have promising young talent and a lot of future draft picks to help build around them, the league looks like it's heading towards an era of homegrown powerhouses that will all be looking to make the 2020s and beyond theirs. But teams like the Nuggets and Celtics, who are already homegrown juggernauts, aren't looking like they're going anywhere anytime soon. And the league seems to be headed towards an era of parity, with every team fighting for the top spot each year. Long gone are the days of the Cavs and the Warriors meeting every year in the finals. I think this is overlooking the one team that has laid the blueprint, and that is the Denver Nuggets. With all but Bruce Brown under contract for the next year, and Bruce Brown seems to be hinting at that he would like to stay with the team, the Nuggets might be set to be the first dynasty of the 2020s behind Nikola Jokic, Jamal Murray, Michael Porter Jr., Coach Michael Malone, and all their smartly traded for players. I'm really excited to see what this new era of homegrown talent and homegrown powerhouses look like, and I'm excited to see where the league will end up in the next 5-6 years.